Well, it's been a little while since I've done a video on my Cobra or Terminator Cobras in general, so I figured I'd do something a little bit different. I'm going to go through and rank all the Terminator Cobra colors in order of how I see them. It doesn't mean that it's done in a sequence of production for numbers for each individual color. It's just how I see them and how I like the colors and where I would put them on a list. For those of you that have been watching the channel over the past, couple months since the Cobra's been up for the winter, there's been some reloading content on there, some gun content on there. I appreciate those of you that watch all the videos. There is some more rifle content coming up pretty soon. I have something coming in a couple of weeks that's actually really neat, and I'll be showing that to everyone once it does come in. So we'll get started with the list. And as you can see, this is just a regular tier list from S to F. There are no colors in here that I rank as an F. It's just a category that I didn't happen to delete off the list. I kind of use it as a placeholder to put the icons on, but then I realized I didn't have enough room, so I put them at the bottom. But I'm going to go through and start ranking all these colors, and just so you know, I don't see any of the Cobra colors as being like really, really bad. This is just in order of, my personal preference, and if some people disagree with it, then, it's fine. It's just a fun video to do. It's not meant to be taken too seriously, so if I hurt your feelings over not putting your favorite color at the top, then you should probably get off the internet for a while. It's probably best for your mental health at that point. So we will start out with, let's start with black. Black's one of those colors that I said I wasn't doing this by production number for the most colors made, but it's one of my least favorite colors anyway for that reason. And it is a really good color when it's really shined up and everything else, but overall it's really hard color to keep clean in general and not one of my favorite colors overall, so I kind of put it down there in C. Next up we'll do mineral gray. It's one of those colors that you don't see very often. I've never seen one in person, but they are a real nice color and I do appreciate them, so I think I'll put mineral gray up here in the A slot. It's one of those cool colors, and I do appreciate it. While we're on the topic of gray, we'll do dark shadow. Dark shadow is a color that I have seen. It's a very, very nice color, and while I want to put it in S and I kind of want to put it in A, but I think overall we'll put dark shadow up here as an S. I really like those darker colors and the colors that really pop. Those are the ones that I'm really, really drawn to. So overall I'm going to put a dark shadow up there in the S category. Moving on to Oxford White. Those of you may not be aware, but I almost bought an Oxford White Cobra. It's really, really close, but it didn't quite work out. Ended up getting the Sonic Blue that I have now, but I would definitely put, without question, Oxford White up there in the S tier. Is a very, very nice color and one of my favorite colors overall. Next up we'll do Satin Silver. It's one of those colors that not really one of my favorites overall. It's an okay color, but it doesn't really pop as much as I really like. So I'm going to put satin down there in the C category. A lot of people would disagree, and that's fine, but not really one of the colors that really, speaks to me and really jumps out at me. While we're on silver, we'll do silver metallic. Even though it's a very, very rare color, and I'm not basing this off of their production numbers, because it is a more rare color and it does pop a little bit more than the other silver option, I'll put it there as a B. Pretty solid color it is, not too bad overall. Torch Red. Torch Red was my first color bought for Terminator Cobra, and it's one of those really bright colors that really pop. And for me, definitely an S tier color. While we're doing red, we have Redfire. This is Tom's Redfire Cobra. Tom's a good friend of mine. If I put it as an F or a C, Tom's going to delete me off Facebook and block my number on his phone. So I'm having a real hard time of where to put Redfire. I've actually seen this car in person. It's a very, very nice color. I used to not really like Redfire a whole lot, but now that I've seen it, it is a pretty cool color overall. So we're going to put Redfire as an A. Now what we have left for colors, some of people's favorite colors and some of people's most hated colors. We have the two yellows, Sonic Blue, my car, Comp Orange, and Mr. Chrome. So where do you think these will land? Where would these land on your list? And I'm going to rank these in order of how I see them. We're going to pick the low-hanging fruit of Sonic Blue, this photo of my car, and really, really love Sonic Blue. It's very well photographed color, shows up well in video. One of those colors that just really screams at you when you see it, and definitely one of my S tier favorite colors. Screaming Yellow is one of the colors that nobody really likes. They don't really like the yellows all that much. Most people will put them as an F or a C. But for me, Screaming Yellow is one of those colors that it just really, really pops. I like that color a lot. And I would have bought a Screaming Yellow Cobra if I did not find my Sonic Blue one. And it's one of those colors that I would like to have I would like to have a Screaming Yellow one someday. Overall, just an amazing color and one of my favorite ones overall. Competition Orange, a lot of people would assume this is an S. And they would be correct because I love Competition Orange. One of the best colors out there. Definitely a top 3 for many people that are familiar with these cars. And definitely one of my top favorites. Now this leaves 2. Zinc Yellow and Mr. Chrome. Most people's most hated color and most people's favorite color. We'll start with Zinc. I have seen Zinc Yellow in person. It's one of these colors that a lot of people don't give a lot of credit to and would put down here in CRF, but for me, I'm going to place it as a B because I don't think it's that bad of a color. I've seen it in person and it gets a lot of hate on the internet, but overall it's really not that bad of a color. I would take it over other colors, definitely. And then we come to Mr. Chrome, people's, one of their top colors overall, Mr. Chrome and Competition Orange. For me, I have a really hard time putting it in A. I don't believe it deserves a B. This is my tier list. I can do whatever I want because it's my channel. So I'm going to put it as an A-, B+. It kind of falls in the middle for me between those colors in those two categories. The reason I didn't put it as a B is because it is such a unique color, but overall it doesn't really grab me all that much. It is one of those bright colors and I appreciate the color for what it is, but I probably wouldn't take it just because there's a multitude of reasons. I'm not going to go off the rails on it, but I'm going to leave it as an A- or a B+. So that's my overall list. Let me know what you think of the list. What would you change on it? Where would you put the color that you have? What would you put at your number 1 favorites? As you can see, the S tier is pretty loaded, but I think Ford did a really good job with many of these colors. And the S tier for me is just a really, top tier of all these colors that they came out with for these cars for 2 years. And we're lucky that we only had, with only a 2-year run of these cars, we had so many great colors to pick from. And there's really no colors that I really hate. If someone were to give me any of these colors for free, I would definitely take it. But if I was spending my own money, it would come down to A and S tier. Those are the only ones that I would really consider. The other ones, it depends on the car and everything else. I may consider one of the other colors, but for the most part, it falls in those top 2 categories. I do have some updates on my Sonic Blue Terminator Cobra. There are some things happening with it, but like I said, it's the wintertime. Really hard to do content on it. But those updates for the car, I will try and do those within the next couple of weeks for what's going on with the car and what's going to be happening in 2026 with it. Also, as I mentioned before, I have another rifle coming in. It's pretty cool rifle overall, so if you like gun content, that will be on the channel within the next few weeks as well. If you did make it this far in the video, make sure to leave it a like, but above all else, thanks for watching.